わかん今から、英会話をしたいなと思っているんですけど、俺が今から送るトピックに沿って、英会話をしたいです。まあ、それの質問そのまま投げてくれても大丈夫ですし、あるいは、まあだから IELTS のパート1みたいな感じで、ちょっと英会話をしていきたいなと思っております。はい。
では、パート1の雰囲気で質問していきますね。まずはシンプルな質問からいきましょう。普段どんな音楽を聴くのが好きですか？
この質問に沿ってお願いします。はい。じゃあそれを実際に会話でやっていこう、音声通話でやっていこうっていう話ですね。
了解です。では、1問ずつ回答をいただいたその都度フィードバックをお伝えしますね。リラックスして一緒に楽しくやっていきましょう。準備ができたら What makes you feel happy in life に答えてみてください。
Okay, I'm ready. So, what makes you feel happy in life? I feel happy when I'm able to do what I genuinely want to do. Uh, so, since I was working at a toxic company, so I wasn't really happy because I couldn't do what I truly wanted. So that's why I started my own business. So now currently I continue to do that.
ありがとう。語数は少し長めですが、内容は伝わっています。予想スコアは 6.5 です。流暢さは
Next
少し。
question.
Let's keep going. Next question. What made you happy when you were little? Take your time and give me a thoughtful response.
So when I was a little, so I was like playing the video games and watching the football game with my close friend makes me really happy. Um, because like
I'd say that was around a band 6.5. You communicated your ideas, but there was some repetition of like and a bit of hesitation.
could you say that yeah.
No worries.
You said what?
Just take a breath and move on. It's totally natural. Now, whenever you're ready, we'll shift to the next question.
もう一回さっきの質問してほしいな。
もちろん、先ほどの質問をもう一度言いますね。子供の頃、何があなたを幸せにしていましたか？今度は少し落ち着いて短くまとまった形で話してみましょう。No problem. I'll repeat it for you. What made you happy when you were little? Just take your time and share naturally. I'm here to listen.
So when I was a little, like playing a football and watching a football makes me really happy. With my close friends makes me really happy. So yeah.
Thanks for.
うわ、もう全然出てこんやん。うざ。出てこんな。でもさ、変に回答しなくていいか。こういう感じに。変に回答しようとしなくていいかもね。Could you say that again? Sorry?
Of course. I was just thanking you for your answer. Now let me give you feedback. I'd estimate around band 6.
No,
you were
like question.
Oh, I misunderstood. No worries. Let's do the next question. How do you handle unhappy situations?
I already handle unhappy situation to like think logically and like identify the real cause and like think of the like practical solution. So for example, like since I was when I was working at the toxic company, So I realized I wasn't happy because I couldn't do what I truly wanted. So I switched my job and I started my own business.
I'd put that at about band 7. You had logical development and some complex structure.
Okay,
To
next
read-
question.
Why do people feel happy when they are in nature? I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on that.
Okay, so when people in nature, so people feel really happy because it has a calming and refreshing effect. So nature offers a welcome break from the, how should I say, like hassle and bustle of city life and like the stress of daily routine. So yeah, nature greens and like bird songs all work together to help people relax.
I'd estimate around band 7. You had good development and used some interesting vocabulary like refreshing effect.
Next question.
All right, next up, how do you usually help people around you? I'm excited to hear how you support others.
Okay, so I usually help to like, you know, pa- うわー、出てこない。なんだっけ。I usually help people to emphasize the people's concerns and get the practical solution. Uh, in particular, because of my job, I usually help people with English learning. So I usually like give the practical ways to improve and like hear about the person's concerns. So
I'd place that around band 6.5. You had
まあこれはクソだよね。これ復習程度にずっと英会話やりつつ、これはこれでやりつつ、29から56もちょっと似たような感じでやるのがいいな。新規で取ってて覚えるべきか。今どうだちょっと待って。スピーキングは5月30日の週なんで、本当はパート1復習の段階か。パート1復習。ここからパート3復習。なるほど。そうだね。パート1復習、ちょっともうちょいやった方がいいかな。それで言うと、確かに。1から95覚えつつ、この質問だけ覚えつつ、あとは、パーツ2に関して、パーツ2入ってないのかな。いや、それダメでしょ。パーツ2一切入ってない。これをひたすら復習し続ける週にしようか。で、ここで新規入れる。この1からentertainment 10個ぐらいは練習する。あとは復習入れて、この辺じゃないかな。単純に答えられない。 よし。じゃあもう今回はとりあえず。What makes you feel happy in your life? So I feel happy when I'm able to do what I genuinely want to do. So when I was working at a toxic company, so I wasn't really happy because I couldn't do what I truly wanted. So I decided to quit my job and start my own business.
That response is around a band 7. You had clear ideas, but there were a few
What made you
repetitive
happy
structures
when
like
you were little? When I was happy, so playing football and watching football with my close friend makes me really happy. Of course, I also like to enjoy the simple moment with my family, such as eating a nice meal together. So it's kind of everyday experiences made me a strong sense of like happiness.
I'd say that's about a band 7. You gave good variety and detail. To reach 8.5,
Okay,
be
so
careful.
how do you handle unhappy situations? When I'm in an unhappy situation, I usually like identify the real cause and think of the practical solution. In particular, because of my job, I usually help people with English learning. So I listen to the person's like concern and give the practical ways to improve.
I'd say that's around a band 7. You gave a clear structure. To
How
push
do you
toward
handle unhappy
8.5,
situations? How do you when I mean a happy situation, first try to identify the real cause and then think of the practical solution. For example, when I was working at a toxic company, I realized it was,そうな。幸せな状況にどのように対処しますか? When I was in an unhappy situation, I first tried to identify. いや、これなんか違うな。How do you handle an unhappy situation? 全然違うよ。How do you handle an unhappy situation? When I'm in an unhappy situation, I first try to identify the real cause and いや、だから違うな。After graduating from university, I joined a company with a very unhealthy work culture, so where I had to work long hours. Since I had almost no time for my goals, I felt quite unhappy back then. そういうことか。結局もう一回やらないと。Why do people feel happy when they're in nature? People feel when they're in nature because it has a calming and refreshing effect. So nature offers a welcome break from hustle and bustle of the city life and stress of daily routines. So the green trees, the fresh air, and the bird song all work together to help people relax.
That sounded like a solid band 7. You had a coherent
How do
flow
you
and used
usually
some
help
nice
people around
descriptive
you?
vocabulary.
I usually help emphasize. I usually help people with emphasizing with their concern and give the practical ways to give the practical solution. But in particular, because of my job, I usually help people with uh, you know like the English learning. So I usually listen to. I usually hear other person's concerns and they give the way to give the practical way to improve. Um, yes, so that's what I did usually.
I'd estimate that around band 6.5.
そうだよ
You
ね。
had a
I support people
Great.
around me by emphasizing with their concern and offering social. いや結構前向きでいいんじゃないですか。最初は。I often support people around me by emphasizing with their concern and offering social advice. I often support people around me by emphasizing with their concerns and offering social advice. Thoughtful advice, in particular because of my job. I frequently help people with their English learning. I try to understand their struggles and suggest a practical way to improve, while also helping them stay positive and motivated. Okay, 次行こうか。 Do you often join charity events or activities? To be honest, I do not often join the charity events or activities. But I believe that like helping others and making people happy lead to my personal happiness eventually. So I'd like to involve in those kind of activity in the future.
I'd call that about a band 7. You were
Yes.
clear and you expressed both your
All right.
current
Have you
stance
ever
and
received some helps from strangers? Yes, I have. When I was traveling in Paris, I didn't know how to buy a train ticket card, so I asked for help. She kindly explained everything to me. So thanks to her, I was able to buy. No, like I was able to use the train without any problems. So at that time, I realized how useful English can be when in traveling.
I'd rate that a band 7. You gave a
Yes.
clear, coherent anecdote. To move toward
Anecdote. "20 cheeseburgers, hell." Oh my gosh. Yeah, so then.いい感じじゃないですか。これで一個一個全部復習するか。How do you feel when you help someone? When I help someone, I usually really happy. So especially if they say generally if they generally appreciate for my help, I'm really happy. So
I'd place that around band 6.5. You conveyed your feelings, but there were some
そうだね。
pauses and a bit
6.5 なわけないよ。How do you feel when you help someone? When I help someone, I usually feel really happy and satisfied, especially when they genuinely appreciate my help. It makes me feel that I did something meaningful. Yes. Especially when they genuinely appreciate my help, it makes me feel that I did something meaningful. When I help someone, I usually feel really happy and satisfied, especially when they genuinely appreciate my help. It makes me feel that I did something meaningful. I also think helping others create a better relationship and make society kinder overall. So, なんだよね。When I help someone, I usually feel really happy and satisfied, especially when they genuinely appreciate my help. It makes me feel that I did something meaningful. I also think helping others create a better relationship and make society kinder overall. これなんだよね。 what have you done to help older people? So yeah, what have you done to help older people? So okay, when I'm in trains, I usually give my seat to like elderly people. So I try to do that like when I'm extremely like tired. So because I'd love to see the this wow because like um when I do that, like someone genuinely appreciate it and give the smile. So I'd love to see that.
I'd say
It's
that's
a
around a band 6.5.
it's a
You
really
repeated
small things, but like wow. I usually help people by offering my seat on the train. I usually help older people by offering my seat on the train. Even when I'm tired, I try to do it because they often look really grateful afterwards. It's not a big thing. It makes me feel that I helped someone in a small way. It's not a big thing. It makes me feel happy that I've helped someone in a small way. Fuck you. I usually help older people by offering my seat on the train. Even when I'm so tired, I try to do it because they often look really grateful afterwards. So it's not a big thing. It makes me feel happy that I've helped someone in a small way. Mm. I usually I usually help other people by offering my seat on the train. I try to do it if, even when I'm so tired. I try to do it because I try to do it
I
because they often look really grateful. So they often look really grateful. It's not a big thing, but like it makes me feel happy that I've helped someone in a small way. It makes me feel that I've helped someone in a small way. It makes me feel that it makes me feel happy that I've helped someone in a small way. これはちょっとダメだね. How often do you chat with your friends? So okay, so I do not chat with my friend that often, um, because I already have my coworkers and I already have the coworkers and um, a member of the English learning community I run. So I have a lot of like opportunity to chat with them. So I don't really need to like talk chat with my friends. So of courseわかんねえな.
I'd place that response around a band 6.5.
I do
You
not chat
commu-
with my friend that often, to be honest. I probably meet or talk to them around once a month. Around once a month. I probably meet or talk to them around once a month since I already communicate a lot with my coworkers and the member of English learning community. And I do not really feel the need to stay in touch with my friend that frequently. My friend that frequently.
This sounded like a solid band 7. You had a natural flow. To aim higher, watch out for small repetitions, like around once a month.
いや、この辺全然ダメだ。
もしもう一度話し直したい質問や特に練習したいポイントがあれば遠慮なく教えてくださいね。次の質問も行きましょうか。焦らずに楽しみながら続けていきましょう。
Damn. cheeseburgers.
どういたしまして。これからも焦らずリラックスしながらやっていきましょう。いつでもまた次の質問が欲しくなったら教えてくださいね。
20 cheeseburgers.
You're welcome. If you ever want to practice more or dive into another question, just say the word. I'm here to help whenever you're ready.
What the fuck is that?
I was offering a bit of encouragement in case you wanted to continue practicing. No worries if you were done. If something felt off, just let me know how I can help better.
Wait.
Sure, take your time if you have any questions, whether about the practice or just a casual chat. I'm here.
Okay.
No problem at all. If you ever feel like continuing or revisiting anything, just let me know. I'm here to support your practice whenever you're ready.
Okay.
All right, if anything else comes up, whether it's another question, some feedback, or just a chat, I'm always ready to jump in. Until then, take care.
should. Oh, that's the spurt. The last fucking spurt. Oh wow. Fucking out of your mouth. Thank you so much. Okay. No, I mean this. Mm-hmm. And also DTS. So, what made you happy when you're little? いきますか。What made you happy when you're little? When I was little, I think playing football or watching the football games with my close friend makes me really happy. Of course, I also enjoy the like simple moment with my family, such as eating a nice meal together. Those kind of everyday experiences made me really happy. That no, like stronger sense of happiness. Well, okay, let me try again. What made you happy when you were little? When I was, in when I was a child, no, like when I was a little. Let me try it again. Sorry. What made you happy when you were little? When I was a little, playing a football and watching a football games with my close friend made me really happy. Of course, I enjoyed a simple moment with my family, such as eating a nice meal together. So those kind of everyday experiences made me a strong sense of happiness.
That was really nice by the end. I'd give that around a band 7. You kept it personal and gave 2 strong examples.
No,
If you
okay.
wanted to.
How do you handle unhappy situations? So when I'm in an unhappy situation, I usually identify the real cause and think of the practical solution. Um, Yes, for example, so when I was working at the toxic company, so I was really unhappy because I couldn't do what I truly wanted. So I decided to quit my job and started my own business.
That was really clear, actually. I'd say that's around a band 7. You gave a specific example and you showed a practical approach.
How do you usually help people around you? I usually help people around me by like by emphasizing with their concerns and offering a social advice. In particular, because of my job, I usually help people with English learning. So I try to hear other people's opinion and concerns and give the practical ways to improve. So yeah.
That was really good. I'd put you at about band 7 again. You were organized and gave a clear example tied to your job. To push higher, maybe add a bit more
Okay.
depth.
How do you feel when you help someone? How do you feel when you help someone? I feel really happy when I help someone because especially so if they deeply appreciate for my help, so I feel really satisfied. Um, mhm. For example, like if I'm in the train, so when I'm on the train, so I sometimes give my seat to the elderly people. Sometimes they often look really grateful afterwards. So yeah, at the time I feel so satisfied.
That was really nice. I'd say that's around a band 7. You showed clear emotion and gave a specific example. So it
これやっぱりあれだな。ごめんなさい、携帯の充電切れそうなんで、じゃあ今日はそろそろここまでにしますね。ありがとうございました。Thank you so much.